we are going to make a pinch cup. And this is cup number 2, part of our 3-cup unit. We've just finished our slab cup, and I'm going to show you how to get a pinch cup started. You're going to need to cut a chunk of clay out of your bag and roll that. I'm going to wedge mine a little bit here. Mash it into a ball. And we're going to, should be about baseball size. This should give you about a 2.5 inch, 3 inch cup. That's the height we're looking for. So I've got my clay baseball, and now I'm just going to stick my fingers around this clay and push my thumbs into the center. See that? And I am going to just pull that clay around my thumbs. I'm just taking my hands and pulling that clay from the bottom upward around my thumbs. And see how that's starting to form a pinch cup. Right now it looks like a caveman cup is what it looks like. But you just keep pinching this until you get about a 1/4 inch wall. You don't want these to be big and heavy. About 1/4 inch. And you can set it down on the table and push your thumbs down into the bottom. Press it down flat so you develop a flat bottom, nice flat bottom. And we're looking at about a 1/4 inch thick. And I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see. So now you can take a sculpting stick, and here's one that I just formed a couple minutes ago, and you can use the broad side of this stick and even smooth pull that sculpting stick. This could be the back side of a spoon, the side of your knife, butter knife. If you've got real utensils at home, I would use them. An old set of utensils, but you can smooth that out with the stick. You can go on the inside and smooth that out on the inside. It could be that you put little legs on it. I'm going to roll coil right here. And you could cut this coil with either your butter knife, or if you're here in class, we've got these metal ribs, and I could slice 3 equal little coils, which will become legs. So I've got these 3 here. Take off that little piece. 3 equal coils. These would have to firm up a little bit. Set that there. I'm kind of tapping the ends flat. And I could attach these to the bottom of my bowl. Now remember, you want to score and slip. Trace where they're going to go. Line them all up. And then I'm going to trace, score it. Score the bottom of the leg. These could even be balls of clay. And then you're going to take your slip and brush. Okay, so now once your pot starts firming up and approaching leather hard, now we can actually use another tool, and we can use these rasps. I've got 2 different sizes here. It's kind of like a cheese grater. on the end of the stick. So I can take this rasp and I can start trimming excess clay off if it's too thick on the bottom. So I'm going to take this little lid. You could take any little lid off of a container in your pantry, kitchen pantry. And I'm going to place this lid on the top. I am going to trace the circle. And now I'm going to use my rasp and I'm going to start filing off excess clay. I'm just going to take some of that extra weight right off the bottom. And I'm going to go right around my circle. My clay is still a little bit wet. This would work a little nicer if it was definitely leather hard. It's getting there. Very close. Anyway, you can see how the bottom of that is now a little more tapered, and that lifts the weight, makes it feel like it's less bottom heavy, feels lighter visually. Now you can see the inside of my edge isn't perfect either, so I can take a rasp and I can file the inside to even my lip up on the inside and the outside. So I'm going to use this on the outside as well. I could use a larger rasp. Again, it's like a cheese grater. And you know what? Technically, you probably could take your pot right up against the dollar store, Dollar General, Dollar Tree. They sell the little flat cheese graters. And there's a very fine grater on the bottom. You could probably, instead of holding cheese, you just grab your little pot and you could grade. Or just hold that whole stick. It's just a handled flat cheese grater. And for $1, you could do this at home. So the other thing you can do with this is you can level it and make sure that your pot is absolutely level. And I always look right over the top of it and I can see where I need to go lower. Sometimes you can just add a little piece of clay. And this will level your cup. Yeah, I can see here where I could add a little bit, or I just take it all down to my lowest point. You can see there how I'm shaving that. This is, I think, my lowest point right here. And so I'm just bringing this to the lowest point. I'm not losing that much off the top. You'll have to kind of hand smooth this again. This roughs it up pretty good. Yep, I definitely need to add a little, I think I'll add a little soft clay. I'll score this a little bit here. Brush a little slip on it. And add my clay. And I'm going to work that right in. Right into my pot. You can use the backside of a spoon if you don't have a sculpting stick. The backside of a spoon would work amazing. So I've just added and filled that low point that I had. And now this is all pretty level. Get my scraps out of the way here. So now I'm just using the backside of my sculpting stick, popsicle stick, side of your knife, backside of a spoon. Again, I can, if it looks a little square somewhere, you can carve out using your rasp. If you have a small little rasp like this, carve that out. And this will slowly bring us into a beautiful 1/4 inch thick wall. We could go even thinner. Now we've got some control over this. As we start developing the form and the shape, I could continue to rasp. I'm going to try my smaller rasp now. Smaller marks. Keep moving this around. I'm just turning it upside down. And just slowly taking excess clay off. These can be very nice. They don't have to stay looking like caveman cups. And of course I can take my tool and I can smooth this. I'll show you there how that begins to smooth. My cup's becoming rounder and more even. And you could wait to put your legs on, till you get this all done. But you will have some kind of an attachment, as I said earlier. You could carve these, stamp them. Don't wait till it's leather hard if you're going to be stamping the end of a tool, some kind of pattern. Could be circles around the top. But anyway, this is starting to look more and more like a cup. And I'll just continue to slowly work this until I get what I want. Put a nice little handle on that. Call it good. Get that